I was screaming at him to pass the ball to Bees.
Sandoval on the right foot, and it's through! Devin Sandoval!
And he shot it and scored this amazing goal, obviously. And I remember grabbing his face and screaming at him like, it had to be you. It had to be you. My favorite moments, they don't have anything to do with me. I felt like I was people's ambassador that got to witness everything firsthand. And I represented our fans. And that's what my role was. I've never taken that for granted. And I always felt so lucky just because I always had the best seat in the house.
And in with it, back post, it's in!
One of the other favorite moments that I had was Justin Schmidt's goal when he came back after his father passed away. If I'm not mistaken, that was his first game back. We all wore JDS bands on our arms, just symbolize his dad, what he meant to Schmidt, what he meant to the club.
Dreamland on a blackout night in Albuquerque.
And the thing about soccer, there are these moments that are so beautiful and so romantic. And we talk about fate and even God, like that's one of those moments where, again, it had to be him. Like he had to score that goal.
We are witnessing history here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. That on your screen is Christian Nava. He is 17
Everybody
years
knows
old.
Christian Nava, my guy. His first appearance ever was as a substitute, and it was for me. It's probably one of his favorite moments, just his appearance, his first appearance, and I know he won't forget that moment, but for me, it was being subbed out for him to come onto the field because that kid's special. New Mexican talent, you know, it means something when they're from here, and Nava's a true New Mexican. I see big, big things for him, and I was happy to share that moment in history and to be subbed out. And I know he probably won't remember that, but I always will.
Off the rebound, and it's tapped home. First professional goal for Alex Wagner. And it comes in the 20th.
Wags is a funny character. And he and I would butt heads sometimes. And it was because I saw such great potential in him that I wanted to push him always because I expected more from him. And so when he scored his first goal, again, like to watch this kid from New Mexico, trained with him, he's working so hard to accomplish his dreams. You know, watched him play in high school, and now he's scoring goals for the professional team in New Mexico. It was so special for me. And again, I remember afterward, after I slapped him in the face a few times, just telling him he was never, ever gonna forget that moment. And I know he won't. And I hope that he comes back, and I hope he represents our state, because he deserves it and we deserve it.
From a difficult angle, follow-up hammered in, Sergio Rivas!
Man, when somebody else scores a goal, it is so special for me. And so when Sergio was scoring, he does his little celebration, whatever he does, jumps up and does this. And I started doing it with him, just as a joke, because I thought it was so funny. But then it kind of became our thing. And we would plan out celebrations together. And I remember just being so hyped for him, and him having the courtesy to score a goal and then wait for me to run all the way to the other side of the field just to be able to celebrate with him. That was so special for me. And I don't know if he knows, like he probably thinks nothing of it. But man, one of my favorite moments in my career was celebrating goals with that guy.
Wait, no, I got Lucas, bro. Do you know who you got a gift for?
Of course.
Who?
Sage.
Kevon Frater. If you knew me and you know Kev, we should not get along. Like we are yin and yang. And for whatever reason, like I gravitate to this guy. He used to joke with me before we were teammates in New Mexico that I was this redneck hillbilly. And I think that he expected the people of this state to be that way. And we're just not. And we accepted Kev for his uniqueness, and he accepted us as well. And so for him to tattoo the Zia symbol on his body was definitely one of my favorite moments. My last home game, I had kind of at that point come to the decision that it was gonna be my last home game. And my son walked me onto the field that night. I've had a lot of special moments with him where After games, we would play soccer, especially after wins, and Curse was always cheering him on. He walked me onto the field that night, and I played my last home game, and then afterward, there was a fireworks display, and I walked him out to the middle of the field, and we watched the fireworks, and I remember just talking to him in the middle of the field and reflecting on my career and talking about what soccer had given to me and what it meant to us and our family, and thinking about every relationship that I've ever had, whether, you know, my closest friends, my teammates, meeting his mom, and even having him. It was all because of soccer. I don't know if he's gonna remember everything that I said in that moment, but he will remember that moment. And so will I forever, because I felt like it encapsulated my career.
Listen to me. Look at these people. They've been up against it, put through the ringer. They've been told they're not good enough and they don't belong their entire lives. Look at them now. They're good enough now. They sure as hell belong now. And this badge is what brings them together. This badge is this state's symbol of pride. So tonight, when you're tired and you're in pain, you remember who we're fighting for. Bring it in.
Being selected as captain, for me, it was such a huge responsibility to kind of teach my teammates what it meant to be New Mexican. And man, that means grit, that means pride, and that means fight. I think those three things, you could say that was my entire career, was those three things. What I did was I just represented who we were in New Mexico. And I remember talking to the team so many times about why I hated certain teams. And it didn't have anything to do with who they were. It was about where they were from and how New Mexicans were looked down upon by those people and what it meant to prove people wrong.
I'm thinking about changing the culture, taking the sauce, then hiding from vultures. Fast I tell you to the bitch like an office. Labels they hurt, can't make me an offer. They say they saw me, peeping, they watching, they looking. Stop with the games, you a rookie. Foreigns I'm pushing, lean back, play with it.
I may not wear this jersey anymore, but I'm always gonna be a part of this club. And I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that you'll look to your right or left and I'm gonna be sitting next to you in that stadium. I just wanna say that I love you all. It was such an honor to represent you, to represent my state, to represent my home, my family. And I just wanna thank you guys so much for every single moment that we've shared together. It meant the entire world to me to play in front of you, again, to represent you, to fight for you, and I'll be right there with you.